Okay. Inventory. Good. Oh, we got check out a few things today. First, PoE Mirage. I wanted to check that out. Let me go ahead and log in. Okay. I'll log into Twitch as well. Forgot about that. Codes. UFA everything. I can't hear anything.
Team Lana might be on a second run.
Okay, now I can hear. So many things happening this week. Wow. Charter anniversary, marathon, Resident Evil 9, PoE announcement. Right easy. We'll start with oh, there's a 22-minute Stardew Valley video. Okay. All right. Let me add that. And then Path of Exile. Mirage. Is this for PoE 1, right? Add that to the queue. What else? It's those two for now. You guys want to check out those trailers first before we jump in the marathon? I'm gonna put Stardew Valley on 2x speed though. I'm not gonna watch all 22 minutes in normal speed. Hold up. 1080p. Why can't I change the resolution on here? Okay. Okay. Oh, there it is. Alright.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Aphrodite sought our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane.
Oh, my bad. Let Let me turn off those CCs. Do it again.
The Jinn. They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Aphrodite sought our lands.
Let me try it again, my bad. I forgot that I tuned the volume down. There we go.
The Jinn.
Alright, there we go.
They were bound to serve, but not to suffer. The Aphrodite sought our lands, trapping my Jinn in an astral plane. Break their chains, rescue them, and you will be granted a wish.
Soul Eater? I think I'll always go back to PoE Wood, because I'm just so used to the mechanic.
Ancient evil yearns for his freedom. We must keep him in the dark.
Oh. Whoa. Okay. Okay, what? You can cascade that attack? Isn't Smite an attack rather than like an ability? Alright. Alright, just one more trailer to watch, and then we're gonna get to the game. I know Marathon's a big one because it's developed by Bungie, the guys behind Destiny and Halo. I don't know if it's the exact. I'm pretty sure it's not like the same team that worked on the old Halos. It's like same studio, but probably a new influx of developers. Hold up before I do. Four years ago, 5 years ago. Why is it doing that? Control V. Okay. But what's with the... Whoops. Fit to screen. Okay. .1080p. There's no 4K, right? Okay. Alright, let's see what's up. Whoa, hold up. The two new marriage candidates and 1.7 will be revealed at the end of the video. You got us, concerned ape. You got us. Okay, my best guess is Clint and Maybe Marnie? Because they're both bachelors in the game. Or Sandy.
Hey guys, it's me, Concerned Ape, creator of Stardew Valley. Today is the 10-year anniversary of Stardew Valley. So to commemorate this special milestone, I put together this video which shows off some old builds of the game, has some...
I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna speed it up.
The development timeline, and highlights the various updates over the years and how Stardew Valley has changed over time. So I hope you find it interesting, and here we go.
I'm gonna 2x speed it.
2012. So this was the original name of Stardew Valley. It was called Sprout Valley, which is an awful name. That's why I eventually changed it. But this was probably about 6 months into development.
Oh wow.
I had a functioning game, but it was very rudimentary, and I would say much more similar to the Super Nintendo Harvest Moon game than
Harvest
Stardew Valley
Moon
is today. Of course, I grew up playing Harvest Moon for the Super Nintendo, and so I was heavily inspired by it. And you know, my first.
I feel like Animal Crossing and Stardew were both inspired by Harvest Moon.
And then I wanted to expand a bit from there. As you can see, the pixel art basically looks like crap, but there are some things like the bus there that essentially made it into Stardew Valley. The basic design was there, even 6 months into development, and you know, Stardew Valley took 4.5 years. So we can watch this for a little bit. You'll notice how it looks similar to Pelican Town. Some things are basically unchanged, but then other things are quite odd. Pierre's got his daily wallpaper and flooring on display.
It kind of reminds me of Undertale a little bit.
If I had just released this game after 6 months, where would I be right now?
Abby looks so
Well,
different.
no, I don't think that the game would have taken off. So,
Clint looks
but
about
it
the
was
same.
Like part of essentially a training process for me. It was my education on being a game developer.
Louis looks the
The
same.
naive perspective of a beginner. It's untarnished, it's fresh, it's primal, and you can't really recapture that once you have experience. There's the original Gunther. Green hair in the sprite, brown hair in the portrait. I don't know what I was thinking.
Oh yeah, Gunther looks way different.
Movement speed is insane. I'm sure you guys would love that in Stardew Valley. We'll have to get you on Way of the Wind Part 100. Alright, let's show you the old mines real quick. The mines are one of the areas of Stardew that have gone under a lot of changes, probably the most changes of any, at least gameplay element. However, some concepts have been there from the beginning, like slimes. Slimes have always been there. Bladders down have always been there in one way or another. I guess I hadn't discovered the concept of knockback yet. The death sound has always been there. Alright, well, I think that's enough for Sprout Valley. So let's go ahead and jump to the next earliest build that I have.
Robin? Okay. She
We have a build from
yeah.
2013. I've probably been working on Stardew for maybe a little over a year at this point, and it's radically different from that previous build that I showed you. We're actually starting to see...
This one looks like the Stardew that we know of today.
However, things are kind of odd. The way the farmer looks is weird. The way he's running around is kind of weird. The colors are now more saturated, which is true to form, but yet that exact shade of Stardew Valley yellow dirt hasn't quite been established yet. But yeah, this version of Stardew Valley was basically more of like a sandbox idea. In this iteration...
I'm hoping he has like official mod support so that we can do like simple textures or custom textures.
Buildings from your in-game menu rather than go to Robin. And there was that farm map you just saw. Like that was pretty cool, actually, that farm map. Now you guys are gonna be mad at me that that's not in Stardew Valley anymore. But yeah, it was a little bit more of a simulation concept, I guess, than an RPG. Yeah, so back then I had item of the day and crop of the week, but I got rid of that because there's a fundamental problem where you can store things in chests in Stardew Valley. So this creates this incentive to just never ship anything until the crop is crop of the week or the item is item of the day, and I just don't think that's very fun. You don't ever want to incentivize things that aren't fun. That's game dev 101. All right, you can see here it's starting to look like Pierre's. It's starting to look like that old familiar shop. But anyway, maybe let's jump ahead a little bit and check out what the mines are looking like in 2013.
Whoa.
So this was the era of the procedurally generated mines. My idea was I wanted the mines to be like Terraria, but you know, top down instead of side scrolling. And it was this, you had these big procedurally generated levels, and you mined into the walls.
I actually kind of like how this one looks.
Which I think was a cool idea, but for some reason I was just never able to really make it compelling, and it was very bug prone, which it just ended up being too complicated, I think. It was maybe just beyond my ability, I don't know. Or maybe another way to think about it was just that it was too ambitious of a concept for the scope of this game. This should have been an entire game on its own. And, you know, if you played Core Keeper, that's pretty much what Core Keeper is, which is a cool game, by the way. But
Oh,
Keeper, I was like, hey,
he's familiar with Core Keeper?
So, cool idea, but I had to make the hard decision to scrap all of it.
Oh man, we could have had wall breaking,
See, there's a bug right there.
but I can get why he
that,
went the other way.
Today, where it's not procedurally generated, there's some randomness, but the levels are all designed by hand. Here we have a Goblin Village, an underground Goblin Village. all this
No
content into
way.
the game.
We could have had a village just like
I don't
Core
care. Just 'cause
Keeper.
something sounds cool, just because the idea
Underground
is cool, doesn't mean that it's going to be fun or it's
village.
gonna be the right idea in practice. Oh, and by the way, underground goblin villages are not canon. All right, anything you see here from previous builds is not considered to be canonical Stardew Valley. All right, let's move on to yet another more recent version. So this one's from sometime in 2014. This was the title screen at that time. I mean, it's kind of glitching out, but it had these weird buttons on the side. And then when you loaded the game, there was this loading screen, which was kind of reminiscent of like The Sims. But I mean, it doesn't look too much different than the last build, but you start to see some more Stardew Valley things come into place, like the what we call the daytime money box in the upper right is there. Willie's shop is basically looking like it always does. We now have the community center in the game, and it looks essentially exactly the same as it does now. Not sure why there's this ugly yellow color, this ugly yellow filter over the entire screen. You'll notice Clint was a little less doughy back then. And Joe Jamart was not yet in town. Cat and Mouse wasn't a thing yet. And the inside of the farmhouse was like very static. I don't even think you could move any of the furniture, which allowed you to have the pixel art look kind of nice with some shading and stuff. But I mean, I think it's important that you can decorate your house. People love that.
Yeah, that's huge. Especially the games that are based off Harvest Moon, being able to
So this is from August 2015.
edit your
But still, there are a ton of
your
things that are
own
like not finished yet. So this
household
shows
or
just
whatever,
how much
or
Stardew Valley kind of came together at the last moment. The farmhouse still
hideout.
has this weird protuberance. Protuberance is that a word? This weird thing, this nose sticking out right next to the door. I don't know what I was thinking there. But obviously I got rid of that at some point. The mailbox is still on the left, so that must have changed that. You know, it's like I did a ton of work in the last like 6 months. I think I was just at the point where I knew it was so close. I needed to finish the game. The finish line was so close, and that's what gave me the drive and the motivation to make all these little changes in the last 6 months to prepare the game for release. I think one of the most notable things was just that the farmer still had this weird, goofy look. This is not what the farmer looks like in Stardew Valley, so that was like a last-minute change, which I'm really glad about because I don't really like the way this looks. It looks kind of stiff, kind of like a Pinocchio or something. Yep, there's the old classic Stardew Valley mine. So that's pretty much the last convenient footage that I have from before launch. I do want to give a shout out to my 2 beta testers, Bexy and Siri, who helped me find a ton of bugs in the game. Here's a screenshot from Bexy's farm. This is one of the first ever Stardew Valley farms. Looks pretty good. Thank you guys so much.
Whoa, it's insane.
So here we are, February 26th, 2016. The culmination of 4.5 years of work, the launch of Stardew Valley. A lot was riding on this because if it flopped, I would have been 4.5 years behind my peers with no money, no job experience. Would have been pretty depressing. I stayed up all night the night before because I found a bug and I had to fix it because the game was set to launch the next morning. So that was highly stressful. On the first day of launch, Stardew sold just under 40,000 copies, which was already beyond my wildest dreams. After that first day, I knew that this was going to be a big deal. I knew that I could be a game developer from now on. It was really happening.
Some of
Of course, I
these
didn't really have time to
people's
think about it too
farms
much
are
because there were
just
immediately
so
bugs
well
in the game.
designed.
And I spent the next, I think I released a patch every single day for the next 4 days after launch. Pretty big patches too. But see, back then, the game was a lot simpler. There wasn't different languages. There wasn't multiplayer. It was just me working on it. So I could crank out, it was only on Steam. I didn't have to make a console build, I didn't have to make a mobile build. So I could crank out updates at an extremely fast pace. I spent the rest of that spring fixing every bug that people found and trying to add meaningful things to the
Yeah,
game with each
I think
patch.
at some
Releasing
point he
patches
definitely
rapidly.
needed,
Some notable examples were,
or
Rainbow
he
Shrine,
knew that
Rainbow
he had to
Shrine. The game
get
first
form
came
a
out, and it was
studio.
extremely harsh, and he was almost a little bit rude. You know, if you didn't do a good job, he would say, "Man, I should have bequeathed the farm to my other grandkid." And there was no way to
Because the
reevaluate.
game
Get, you know, the 4 spirit candles the first time.
is
forget about it.
expanding
So I saw
beyond,
that, and I also added in the way that you can,
you know,
go
his
back and
output,
reevaluate. Here's
essentially.
another example. On
Or the
launch 20,
demand
I added
for the
new dialogues
game
for all the spouses. So
is
I
expanding
remember
way
the cameras before
beyond
then, every
what he
single
can
spouse had
output.
identical dialogue, and people still complain about this, but there's been a ton of work on the spouses over the years, and it just goes to show that, you know, even though Stardew Valley was launched, in my mind it was not its ultimate form. That's why I kept making updates. That's why I essentially, as soon as these bug fix patches were out of the way, I immediately started working on the 1.1 update, which is the first major content update. So I'll just briefly go over the updates. If you want to see everything that's been added to Stardew Valley, I recommend going to the version history page on the Stardew Valley wiki. But yeah, the 1.1 update added 4 new farm types and kind of established the tradition of every update adding new farm types to the game. And notably, it added Shane and Emily as marriage candidates, which you, the community, voted on a poll that I put on Twitter. 1.2 just added new languages to the game. It wasn't really a content update. I hadn't yet established the tradition of 1.x updates always being major content updates. So then we had the 1.3 update, which most importantly added multiplayer to the game, fulfilling the promise I had made to the players before Stardew Valley even came out. 1.3 also added the Winter Night Market and a few other things. One thing about 1.3 is the multiplayer was actually developed, you know, not by me. It was put in by a guy named Tom Coxon, who went on to create a game called Cassette Beasts. You should check it out. Thanks, Tom. But yeah, it started this new era where I was open to getting help on the actual development of Stardew Valley, which allowed for bigger, more ambitious updates. So then there was the 1.4 update, which added the movie theater, fish ponds, 14 art events to all the spouses, and many other great things to the game. Then we had the 1.5 update, which added a huge endgame location, Ginger Island, the Quee quests, and this idea of perfection.
What?
Volcano, which allowed you to enchant your weapons and tools, and many other great things. Then there was the 1.6 update, the most recent update, kind of a return to the valley after 1.5's Ginger Island. 1.6 added some new systems, some endgame content. It kind of filled in some gaps that I feel like were present in the game, and it added some old ideas that I'd had for a long time, like Green Rain. So those were all the major updates of Stardew Valley in a nutshell. Of course, there were some intermediary updates in between all of those major ones, which sometimes added some important things to the game, but those were the major updates. Now, what's next? Well, as I've already announced, there is a 1.7 update in the works.
Oh, they passed away. Dang.
Although I did announce that there would be 2 new marriage candidates.
I thought it was just him showing random
pets. Out of your
pets.
minds by this, and you're just waiting for me to get to the unveiling of the marriage candidates, right? But I just have one more thing to say. I have in my hands an envelope with the names of the 2 new marriage candidates that will be added in 1.7. But before I open that up and reveal the names to you, I just wanted to say thank you so much for supporting Stardew Valley over the past 10 years. For all
I like how
mods,
cozy
fan
his
art,
studio
all the
is.
letters, and the comments
It's
you've
just
made
his
to me,
home.
telling me how much Stardew Valley has meant to you. That's meant a lot to me too, and it's really given me a lot of purpose in life. So I'm grateful to you for making this a reality for me. Thank you so much. I also just want to thank everyone else who's been part of the Stardew Valley journey, from the other developers who have helped me out over the years, to the merchandise companies who have created all these cool Stardew Valley items, the people who have run the Stardew Valley concerts, Cole for helping me make the Stardew Valley board game, and so many other cool things that have come about over the past 10 years. So thank you so much to everyone. Now, let's get down to business.
Oh, let's get the Steam Award
1.7
thing.
marriage candidates. There you go.
Clint and Sandy.
It's their turn. It's their time.
I pretty much guessed it with the addition of Marnie. I knew it. Freaking knew it. Because I mean, those 3 are the remaining bachelors. I mean, the other ones are like spouses already. There's also the merchant, which you don't really interact with. Who else is there?
They were bound.
Oh, that's cool, man. That's cool. Wait. Let me go back. Did he announce when that update's gonna
Thanks
hit?
for watching, and I hope you have a great day. Bye.
Okay, he doesn't have a date, right? For 1.7? Oh, wow. They should let you be friends with the little mouse guy, the hat. Little hat merchant guy. That'd be cool. That'd have been cool. Anyways, here we go. I don't know what to think about Server Slam. We'll see how it goes. Battle Eye? Okay. Alright. This is gonna be the first time I'm launching it. I downloaded it during the day. Just let it sit there. So yeah. Was it PUBG uses Battle Eye? I think DayZ as well, if I remember. Or maybe. Let me see, what anti-cheat? What anti-cheat does DayZ use? Battle Eye. Yep, I was right. Alright, let me just get this screen showing. Wubba wub. Okay. Once I get to the menu, I'll be able to yeah. Okay. So I gotta go through all of this. What? Okay. Let me lower the volume, my bad. Let's do like 9.6 or something. Okay, how the hell do I accept this? Tab. I don't see my mouse button anywhere. Enter, space, enter. Dice, dice please. I gotta go to the right. No. Okay. Accept. Left, right, A, D, space, escape, button, something. Control. Enter. Enter. Alright, left mouse click. Right mouse click. My cursor is not even appearing. What? Game? I have read. Let me in. Okay, am I stupid? Okay, and I'm hitting enter. D-pads. WSD. Control, space, escape, shift. I would think that you can click on it, but my mouse is not appearing on the screen. And also the game is not being projected. Alright, let me just restart the game. Just stop the game. Server Slam after all, yeah? It's a demo. I don't really expect too much. Alright. Guess gonna have to force it to close. Game? Alright, I'm gonna have to do it. Test manager. Shut down game. Okay. It's closed. Relaunch it. Okay. I didn't even do anything. I just launched it and I can't even click on anything. Alright. Alright, here we go. Alright, let's do this. I wish more games did these type of like server slam or early access. Or like free, like open beta sort of demos, open beta, server slam, whatever you want to call it. That way people can test their system before they buy, you know? With Crosshair, you can access your progression, items, and friends on any platform linked under your current account. Okay. Alright, date of birth. That's a new one. My mouse is moving at like 5 frames per second. Come on, mouse. We're going all the way to the 1900s, man. 1904. Here we go. If any game's gonna ask for my DOB then I'm gonna give him the good old 1900s. Alright, I'm gonna try and get the game to repair. I just need to get to the settings. That's actually the first thing they should have taken care of, is let us adjust the settings right away. I think near the last hour or so, I'm gonna finish the my weekly mission for hunt. I just needed 2 more bounty extractions. Midpoint. Oh my lordy. Okay, here it is. Full screen windowed. Confirm change, apply. $1440p. Apply. What is... Next. Okay, no. We're not gonna open mic. Well, push to talk, yeah? Push to talk. Let me go back 1 page real quick. Okay. Submit. Okay. Disable proxy chat, mutes all opposing crew communications. We're proxy chatting all the way. I don't care. Proxy chatting all the way. Every FPS game should have proxy chat. Obviously, you know, make it default push to talk.
It is a historic day across the solar system.
The enormous UESC Marathon colony ship
sets out for the Tau Sati star system
to establish a new home for humanity, and with it,
I'm already struggling to capture the game.
The people of Earth and Mars are watching.
Everyone is watching.
Breaking news. Contact has been lost with the Marathon colony ship.
Official messaging from the UESC is that nothing is amiss.
The people just want to know what happened and what is the UESC doing about it.
Still no answers. No answers.
Shocking news today.
FDL losing contact with the Marathon colony nearly 100 years ago.
After decades of citizens demanding answers.
A message has been received from the UESC Marathon.
A distress call. A threat.
An invitation.
But the message has been leaked. It reads,
Somewhere in the heavens, they are waiting.
It's not capturing it.
Initiating runner defragmentation protocol. Evaluating shell integrity. Evaluating
I bet.
Evaluating vital signs. Evaluating recognition response. Executing neurological subroutine.
Capture window.
My last breath fell quiet like dying embers. My first thought hummed through silver threads.
Let me capture frame rate.
Where is death? Loading memory packages. Terminal buffer status 26%. Buffer. Subject is a runner. A disconnected consciousness. Inhabiting a bio-cybernetic shell.
I'm gonna have to do Windows capture. I don't have another option.
In the event of shell death.
Okay.
Subject exists only in this liminal state while their next shell is being woven.
Yeah, I can see that, right?
Yesterday, I walked with feet of fragile flesh. Today, I drift as light across the grid.
Assault. Runners arrived in the Tau Ceti system after the investigation of a distress signal lost colony ship, the UESC Marathon.
Warning. Connection runtime error.
Assert. Runners are mercenaries, hired to salvage from the ruins of the human colony on Tau Ceti 4.
I'm pressing escape, by the way, and it's not reacting.
Terminal buffer status 100%.
I'm also pressing
Defragmentation complete.
okay.
Your shell will be ready momentarily, and you will deploy to Tau Ceti 4 for your first assignment. Please prepare for consciousness transfer in 3, 2, 1. Initiate. Good luck.
Alright. Crossplay, there, but oh, okay, cool. I'm trying to get the settings so I can full screen it. A little funky. Is it just a blank screen for you guys? Oh man. I think that what it was. My cursor was on the other screen.
Your neural interface is malfunctioning.
Whoa, the HDR is up. Oh, yep. My bad. Let me relaunch the game again. It's yeah. I'm clicking all over the screen, but it's not letting me do anything really. Here we go. Stop. Force game stop. Okay. What if I don't force SDR? Okay. Okay. At least I know what's causing that. That's OBS side. Come on, game. Gonna have to force the test manager to do this. End task. Okay. I'm struggling with this game. On the first thing that I launch into full screen, whatever. I can't even click on anything. I can't click past the disclaimer, the thingy where you have to agree to the terms of use. So that's okay. Right off the bat. The game doesn't get recognized as a game or on OBS. Can't really game capture it. It just doesn't recognize it. So I gotta Windows capture it. That's another issue. As soon as the game goes in, my cursor disappears, which is whatever, but it's not like I can't click on anything. Left click to continue. Can I hit F11 to full screen this? Nope, that doesn't work. Alright. Just let me get to the menu. I need a full screen. Okay, so the cursor is moving at like 1 frame per second as well. That's another thing. Alright, and get to the menu. Okay, settings.
Your neural interface is malfunctioning.
Okay. 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 Okay, what? Game. Relax. Let me... Oh my god. Okay. Alright, alright. Okay. We're here, we're here. Enter. We're good. What the hell is going on with this game? Alright, alright. You see how I can barely move my mouse? Spacing off. Frame cap on. Oh my freaking god. 240. FOV. 103. Oh, they have a cap of 105. Okay. Well, I play at 103. I don't. Okay, HDR is whatever I said at the beginning. Let's just do high, right? Right, FSR. It's gonna do balanced. Come on, come on. Balanced. Alright. Everything is good. No motion blur. Okay. Not really a big fan of chromatic. I think this is what's causing the issue. UI refresh rate. Come on. Medium. Low. Oh, that's even worse. Oh. Okay. Alright, just gonna put it back on high. Down. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Screw it, let's just go in. Let's just go in. Wait. FPS display. Yeah, let's turn that on. Okay. Game volume, SFX volume, dialogue, cinematics. Let's just put this to 5. Come on. You can do it, game. Okay, Stairway to Planets. Alright, here we go. We're in the game. Seek shelter.
Your perception matrix has been damaged. Your shell too. Search the area for repair supplies, while I'll find a way to access the colony systems.
Okie dokie. Nothing I can really interact with. Okay. Okay, that's not what I needed. Yo, the mouse cursor is moving at like PowerPoint speed. Look at it. This shit. The fuck? What the? Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna optimize the settings here. Oh my freaking god. Why is it stuck at the bottom? Maybe it doesn't play nicely with FSR. I don't know. Alright. I'm gonna start the game one more time. Like I really want to get this to work because I want to try it. But what the fuck is going on? Let me just check my graphics driver. There is an update, you mother. Okay. Alright, just give me a minute. Alright, let me update the driver real quick. My bad. That could be a reason why. Probably put on some. Do I have a playlist going here? Music, playlist. Oh shit. Digital media. Audio. Playlist. AOE. Is this randomized? I don't think it's random. No. Wait, how did I... Huh? What?